101.39 FAS-FM. Guess who's on the phone? Life Coach Lorraine, Wednesday morning, 7:30. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, by the way, we get to have you call in. I love it.
I do, too. I
love
really
it.
do.
Absolutely. All right. So good morning, good morning. Let's life coach it.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we kicked off the week talking about energy-draining, needy people, and you mentioned having a chat today about strategies for getting needs met.
Yes, because we talked about, Monday was how to handle needy people or what kind of how they are, and now what if you are the needy person?
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that you brought that up because it shows that like everyone's in that circular situation. We all go through the same things, which kind of makes us all connected somehow.
Oh, it is, yeah. And we even talked about one that was, you spot it, you got it. So, if you see something in someone else, chances are good. You know that you recognize it because it's something within you, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. And I guess you're right.
You might not remember it because when I said spot it, you got it, you went, I'm thinking of Easter egg hunting. Remember that? You were so funny.
Spot it, you got it. Yeah, like get away, it's my Easter egg. I saw
exactly.
it. Yeah.
That was so funny. All right. So before we talk about strategy, let's clarify two things. First is personal needs are things that enable you to be you with a capital Y.
Okay.
And they make it possible for you to use what God gave you.
Okay.
So you have to have them. The second thing to clarify is that they affect people in a variety of ways, but mostly they keep you looping back to self-limiting patterns. Can you think of a few examples?
Of self-limiting patterns?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what stood out for me and with what you just said is that we are who we are, but different people look at us differently depending, we can be doing the same action and different people are going to respond differently. Oh. So different people, I guess the limiting actions where you may be able to go to one person who completely feeds into your neediness while the other person, acts as it, so you know who to go to for what, when, if that makes sense. That's what I'm kind of hearing, but I'm not sure.
Well, that's really good because that's about those boundaries that you're going to set up to keep those needy people from draining your energy away.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what I'm talking about here is trying to recognize when you have an unmet personal need, you'll see yourself looping back to self-limiting patterns like no matter how much money you make, you're always broke. Or when you're out dating, you seem to always date the same guy or the same girl.
And you're like, it's going to fail anyway. Like you keep,
You keep picking that kind of person because there's something about that person that's filling an unmet need.
Even if it's harmful.
Even if it's harmful.
But what unmet need? I guess that's what we need to figure out. Whenever anyone's feeling needy about one thing or another.
Well, there you go.
And isn't everyone needy at some point? But there are some people that are constantly needy.
Well, it's just the needs that you have are not getting met, and so you can't move forward until you fill it. It's like a gap in the road. You cannot go down farther until you fill the gap.
No, that makes sense. Always looking to fill some kind of a void. It's it's like the typical example: you break up with someone, or someone breaks up with you. You go get your hair cut, or you go buy new clothes, or you're doing like you always hear those things like I need a night out. Whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So if we're trying to fill a void, and we realize that we're trying to fill a void in a bad way, the needy people are trying to do that. What do they do to stop that cycle?
Okay. Well, it's a big conversation, so it's not something we're going to do, here on the radio. So what I want to do is just give you a starter, the first two steps to getting down that road.
Okay,
so
okay.
After you realize that you do have personal needs and they aren't just important, that they are essential for you to fill, you start by picking one. And it can be anything. It can be to be heard and appreciated, to be loved, to be touched, to be respected, to have security. Whatever that need is, you identify it. It doesn't have to be a big one, but you'll know it's a need if you can picture yourself with plenty of it, and that picture is just truly amazing to you.
Okay.
Like you just feel like, I could do anything.
Right.
So that's the first one, is you pick one. And the next step is then to identify the source. Where did this thing come from? How come you need this? Where did this start from? It can be from your parents' way of thinking that's been passed on to you, could be culturally or ethnically based, or it could be that it's from an event that you experienced in your life. Some big event changed you in some way. So knowing the origin of your need will help you to accept it, to respect it, and then you can start doing something about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long conversation, though.
Right. No, but it's definitely a good way to start, because if anything, just realizing is the first step too. And if someone wants to get in touch with you, talk with you about this more, or with anything, what can they do?
Contact me at peacemakercoach.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Peacemakercoach.com. Did you have a meet and greet yet? Do you have a...
I'm so happy you brought that up. No, it's on Saturday, May 17th, not this Saturday, next Saturday at noon. Perfect. On the campus of Westchester Community College. There's like 80 people already registered to attend. So
I'm not surprised. Oh, my gosh. That's so great. Well, thank you so much, peacemakercoach.com. And, of course, Friday, 7:30. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.